Okay, so Electric Nation is the world's largest EV trial. We're recruiting 700 new EV drivers. The idea being that we can monitor the behaviour of the charging for those 700 customers and then model that and see the effects of that on our network. But the main reason behind the project is to understand how a customer feels about having their charging managed by a third party. So the idea being that every charger we install in customers' homes will be a managed charger, controllable charger, and we can then ramp the charge rate up and down or even delay it at peak times in order to sync it with the network demands. So this model here, it demonstrates the managed charging concept that we are trialling in Electric Nation. So if you imagine this as part of WPD's network at the moment with a cable running down the street to a normal domestic housing site, and this is the situation we have at the moment with no electric vehicles, and we look at the period of the day, so there's morning, afternoon, evening peak and overnight. So in the morning and the afternoon the network is quite comfortable, quite within its limits. The evening peak, when people start coming home from work, they plug their cookers in, they go and have a shower, they have a cup of tea and put all their appliances on, they put the heating on, and the demand on the network increases. And over the evening peak period the network gets stressed, which is what the network is designed to do. It's designed to cope with that evening peak period. And then overnight, as people go back to bed, the network recovers. So that's the situation we're in at the moment. As a network operator, the area of most concern is that evening peak period. So if we project ourselves to the future, now everybody's got an electric vehicle, when they start coming home from work now, as well as plugging in their kettles and their cookers, they now plug in their electric vehicles to charge. And as you can see, as we plug in the vehicles, the network gets more and more stressed. And they keep coming home and plugging in their vehicles, and it gets to the point where that cable now is out of limits. So the capacity of that cable has been exceeded, the fuse in the substation is blown, everybody goes off supply. So we have two options as a network operator. We could now upgrade that system, we could put bigger cables in, bigger transformers, great expense, and it's customers that pay at the end of the day. Or we can do what we're trialling with Electric Nation, which is managed charging. So we've now got charge points in those houses that we can control. So for the evening peak period, we put on demand control, and you can see the network is still stressed, but it's within limits. And what we've got now is these three cars here are charging at full power, these three are at half power, and this guy at the moment, and this guy when he comes home gets nothing. Now the idea within the project is every 10 minutes or so this will now cycle round. So over the evening peak period everybody gets the same amount of charge. So in 10 minutes time this guy will be getting nothing, this guy will be getting a full charge, and so on. The other tool in our armoury is what they call vehicle to grid. So these are guys that have got big cars, big batteries, and when they get home from work they've still got plenty of capacity within their vehicle. So instead of plugging their vehicle in to charge, they plug their vehicle in to export that power onto the network in order to relieve the constraints on the network. So you see now, when I take that one off, at the moment we've got one guy on full charge and these guys on half charge. When this guy comes home and makes his battery available, we've now got three guys on full charge and only two guys off. And when this guy comes home, you see he goes on half charge, and this guy's the only one that's off. So we can use the vehicle to grid aspect, people with lots of capacity left in their battery, to supplement the grid. And the way we see it working is in the future these guys will have a very special vehicle to grid tariff with a bi-directional meter, so that the energy they export can then become revenue that they can accrue for themselves. And that's basically managed charging in a nutshell.